Welcome to a journey through the lavish and shadowy life of one of history's most infamous figures, Empress Valeria Messalina. Known for her stunning power and beauty, her story carries whispers of secrets far beyond the throne. Today, we explore the most terrifying sexual practices attributed to this perverse empress, revealing a side of luxury intertwined with fear and dark desire. Prepare to enter a world where decadence meets danger, and the boundaries of pleasure are pushed to their limits. Valeria Messalina was a woman who ruled with an iron will, but behind her regal facade lay a hunger that few could understand. Her desires were not ordinary, nor were they confined by the rules of society. Instead, she indulged in acts so extreme and shocking that they echoed through the corridors of history as warnings and tales of horror. One of the most chilling practices she was said to engage in involved elaborate rituals that mixed sensuality with pain. In the grand halls of her palace, silk and gold hid scenes of torment carefully staged for her amusement. These rituals were not merely for pleasure but a demonstration of control. The empress delighted in the power she held over others, bending their wills and bodies to her desires. Each act was a performance, a dark spectacle of dominance in which she was both queen and tormentor. Another terrifying aspect of her reign was her use of poisons and potions as part of her intimate encounters. Valeria was rumored to have concocted mixtures that intensified sensations or dulled pain to unnatural levels. These substances blurred the line between pleasure and agony, turning her encounters into experiences that few could endure or forget. The mystery of these potions added to her fearsome legend, painting her as a sorceress of the night, weaving spells of ecstasy and terror. The empress's gatherings were notorious for their decadence. Lavish parties held in her honor were said to descend into scenes of excess and cruelty. Nobles and servants alike were drawn into games where consent was a fragile illusion. In these settings, Valeria's appetite for the forbidden was on full display. She orchestrated moments where desire met despair, turning her court into a stage for acts that challenged morality and sanity alike. One cannot speak of Valeria Messalina without mentioning her fascination with masks and disguises. She used these to explore different roles and fantasies, sometimes forcing others to wear them as well. This practice created an atmosphere where identity was lost, and true intentions hid behind cold eyes. It was a game of power, deception, and control, a dance where the empress always led. Her cruelty extended beyond physical acts to psychological manipulation. Valeria was known to use fear as a weapon, breaking the spirits of those who crossed her path. This mental domination was part of her sexual practices, making her encounters as much about submission of will as about the body. The luxury of her surroundings could not mask the terror felt by those caught in her web. Stories also speak of secret chambers within her palace, rooms designed for both pleasure and punishment. These spaces were equipped with exotic devices and tools crafted to fulfill her darkest wishes. The walls themselves seemed to hold the echoes of whispered confessions and cries alike. Such settings contributed to the legend of an empress who reigned not only over a kingdom but over the deepest fears of human desire. Yet, beneath all this darkness, there was an undeniable allure. Valeria Messalina's life was a mixture of grandeur and depravity, elegance and horror. Her story reminds us how power can corrupt and how the pursuit of pleasure can twist into something monstrous. She remains a figure both feared and fascinated over centuries, a symbol of how the line between luxury and terror can sometimes vanish. As we reflect on the terrifying sexual practices of Valeria Messalina, we see a portrait of a woman who ruled through more than just empire. Her legacy is a warning about the dangers of unchecked desire and the shadows that lie behind even the most glittering crowns. This glimpse into her world invites us to consider the complex nature of power, pleasure, and pain. Thank you for joining this exploration into the dark luxury of Empress Valeria Messalina. If you found this story captivating, stay tuned for more tales where history and mystery intertwine in the most unexpected ways.